What is up, everybody? It is Wick here, and I'm inside of a Goodwill. I am thrifting, and you may notice I have a camera on. Some people might like this, some people might not. Let me know in the comments if this is something you enjoy having in the videos for these thrifting walkthroughs. So inside of the Goodwill, I'm looking for things I can sell on eBay and places, and yeah, I got this baseball bat here, $2.99. Some of these are really good, a good brand, but I look it up and put it back on the shelf. It was not worth picking up. And I see some dolls that aren't worth much, but I also see this Angry Birds game, which if you watch the channel, you know that I've sold about a dozen of these. I sell them for about $70 on Amazon pre-owned. I've yet to come across one new, but if I was to find one new, I bet I could sell it for $200, like no joke. They still sell pretty good on eBay as well if you're finding them cheap enough. So up here, we got a board game I don't recognize. We got Upside Down Shark. You never know what you're going to see in a thrift store. That makes it exciting. I see some decent looking plush there. Looks like some Disney plush. But over here in the shoes, I thought these were funny. They got these Keen shoes, the whole back's torn out, and they got foam just stuck in there, right? And I'm surprised those even made it on the Goodwill shelf. I'm surprised someone would even donate them. So yeah, they go back. No one's going to buy those. Somebody might buy them at Goodwill. I don't know. Over here, there's a new cart that came out, and I'm checking to see what's on it. And there's this Power Rangers toy, and I recognize this as being a good one. So $1.99, that's a great price. I also noticed there's a couple pieces missing. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, that thing sells complete for like $80. So not bad, even in missing a couple pieces. Potted plant. What else we got there? Not much. So inside of the next Goodwill, I see some of these Disney car toys. And I recently sold a helicopter for $25 I got here. These are not die cast. They still probably were worth researching a bit, just to make sure, because some of those Disney car toys are great. Here's these new mathematic blocks, learning blocks, and I ended up picking up those because there's some brands that sell for over $100. That particular set, I couldn't find any comps on. I don't think they're going to be great money at all, but I figured I'd give it a shot. There's a Seal Thomas the Tank Engine DVD bingo set, which will be great on Amazon. I've sold the Disney one for close to $100 before, so worth picking up as always. And got some purses on this cart here, some frames, some shoes, but I see these Echo boots and they're in pretty good condition. I'm like, those are probably worth picking up. And then I look at the comps and I'm like, these are very much worth picking up. I was not expecting them to be that good. Nothing else really on that cart I wanted. Over here, I'm in the same Goodwill I was in the beginning. It's just one of those 3-day haul videos. An alarm system here I look up, not worth anything. Here's a scale I buy, and I've already sold it. I sold it for $30 plus shipping, I believe. Sold fairly quick, so that was a good pickup. There's this Walking Dead pop figure for $25, which is not worth picking up. I think it was selling for like $25. There's also some random figure in the bag with it. Like, that's going to make it worth picking up. So yeah, just anytime you see pop figures at Goodwill, a lot of times they think in their mind, collectible, worth a lot. Some are, but Goodwill, they don't do proper research on that stuff, so usually they're just priced too high. Play-Doh set there, which I didn't look up. I was just being lazy. Some of that stuff, I'm surprised at how valuable it is, right? That's one of those things that you could be shocked at the value. Probably not worth anything, but I was just being lazy. Don't be lazy. Take the time to look up some stuff. And I see this game and I'm like, I've never seen this game before out in the wild, and that's rare for me. So I figured it was going to be worth something, and it was. It was worth quite a bit. In this Goodwill, I flip over this plate. I'm like, is this Fire King? And sure enough, it was. And it looks like somebody probably looked up this stuff here and then left it for whatever reason. I saw that the label was pulled back on the Fire King. I don't know why they didn't pick it up. It's not huge money, but still at $1.99. Got these Ascension games. There's a Pokemon Monopoly game, which I thought was going to be valuable. Put that back. Just not worth much at all. The shoes, a brand I don't usually buy, but they were new, so I figured I'd give those a shot. Checking out the hats here, and not much I'm seeing. There's an Under Armour hat. However, not good enough for me to want to try to sell it and make a little bit of money. Happy to push my Ascension games around, though. Down here on the floor, here's another instance of me being lazy. I see this Frozen blanket that looks new. I see it's $12.99. I just decide to pass on it and leave it there, which again, I've sold stuff like that on Amazon for $80. It's worth checking out. Here's a Crosley phone for $7.99. This vintage looking wall clock phone thing. I look it up. It's worth picking up. Here's the jackets on clothing I'm checking out. I record a lot of footage of me looking through the clothing, but usually I don't find anything. Today, they had some new stuff out, and here's this vintage spider ski jacket, which I still don't know the exact value of that, but I think it's super valuable, right? Just based on some others that I saw selling. So that was a great pickup. But I ended up going to a couple garage sales today and found some pretty decent things, especially at one. I had to whip out my phone so I could get the footage of this because, it's the internet. People wouldn't believe I actually got it at a garage sale because it's just the story is just crazy, which I'll talk about more in the haul. And here I'm just looking at shoes. But you know what? My heart was racing very quickly when I first picked that up because one of the tape seals was still there, and I flip it over and the other one had been cut, and I'm like, oh my, if that would have been new, that would have been, well, thousands of dollars, right? But yeah, even more crazy, these were only $4 a piece. And the story gets even more crazy because she had something else that was quite valuable as well. Unfortunately, she had it on eBay on auction, but just didn't make sense that Game Boy was there. So extremely happy to find that. There it is again, making sure I'm getting it on camera there. And this could have been worth picking up, this little inflatable, but I was too excited about the Game Boy. Who cares about inflatables, right? But let me show you everything I found today. Some great finds. It is that time. I'm going to show you my haul. This stuff came from, about 3 days of just random sourcing. Wasn't doing anything major, like going on any 12-store trips or anything like that. But it's still some amazing stuff. And then one thing I'm very excited about, obviously. But we'll start with this phone, this Crosley vintage phone. I paid $7.99 for it. I popped it open. It looks like it's probably new in there. It's in plastic and styrofoam. I think I was selling it for $80, $90 plus shipping, something like that, new. Surprised it was only priced $7.99, to be honest. Down here, I got this IKEA light set, and it was $10. I think I could sell that for $40, $50 plus shipping, so I'll give that a shot. Been doing pretty well with IKEA stuff that I've bought, so anytime I can get it new like that, I'll give it a shot. Here is a Power Rangers toy, which was on a newer cart, and wasn't this only like $2? I think I already, no, sticker's still on there, $1.99. This is a pretty good one. I think it's missing a shield. Otherwise, probably $80-ish I could sell that for. I could still probably sell it for $60. Seems to be in pretty good condition. It's got the sword. So for $2, it's a great pickup. I have another one similar to this listed right now, I think for $80. But it's a different model. But yeah, some of these Samurai Power Ranger stuff is great. You know what's not as great as I thought it was going to be? I ended up stopping at 2 garage sales over the last 3 days. This was at one of them. This is a vintage 1993 Taz and Bugs hat in pretty good condition. I'm like, oh, I bet that's at least a $50 hat, because a lot of these weird Looney Tunes, especially the urban look Bugs and Taz stuff, does pretty well. When I looked up the comps, I was disappointed. I could probably sell this for between $20 and $30. Still good profit. I was expecting more. A little bit disappointing also because at that sale I picked up some Fire King stuff, which I knew that this style of Fire King was not going to be super valuable, and they wanted $5 a piece for these. I believe they're just like chili bowls. Of course, if you watch the video, I'm going to mention it again. The Fire King Jadeite mugs that I got at a rummage sale earlier this year, I made $1,000 on. Sold all those. So some of this Fire King stuff is big money. And here's a jadeite plate, which I actually found in Goodwill for $1.99. I have some of these little plates that I got with the mugs. I haven't sold them yet. I forget what I have them priced. I think like $50 for, I don't know how many I found. I figure I'll just add this one to it, right, at $1.99. But of course, the mugs in this style with the C cup handle are big money. But having $20 into these, honestly, I'm probably only going to double my money max. I'll probably make more like $15 profit, to be honest. I bought them blind. Maybe it's something I'll keep. They do look really cool. However, this Fire King stuff, a lot of people from other countries buy it. So doing international shipping, I might be able to get a premium, which is what I did with my mugs. I believe all my mugs went to Japan, and they paid more than, what other people had them listed for. So a little bit disappointing on those two finds, but it is what it is. There's still money to be made. And quite honestly, you can't complain when you have this on your table, right? A Game Boy and a Donkey Kong Game Boy game in absolutely mint condition, complete in the plastic and everything. The batteries are even still in there. Not in the system, just in the box, how they came. I guess they're the original batteries. I'm not sure. When I first picked it up, I looked and I saw that it was sealed. I'm like, oh, please be sealed on the other side. Unfortunately, no, it has been opened. Open in this condition like this, it's still $250, maybe upwards to $300. If it was the original release one, the one that's like an X-ray hologram looking Game Boy box, they sell for a bit more. And if this was actually sealed, $5,000, I bet I saw some listed for like $28,000 graded that were new. This one would probably be graded fairly high, honestly. So unfortunately, we're not in that situation to even worry about that. There's still some great profit in that. And same with the Donkey Kong. Just amazing condition. Of course, everything's complete in there with the cardboard and everything. So these were $4 a piece. And what made it even more strange, I don't think I got any recording done. I'm just like, oh, I need to pull out my phone and record this. People won't believe that I got this stuff, just how the internet is. But she also had a original Nintendo for sale and a bunch of games, because I asked her if she had any more games, and she took me over off to the side. She's like, yeah, I got this on eBay right now, and it's up to $90 on bids. And I'm thinking, why didn't you put these on eBay? The Nintendo and the games, there was no boxes or anything for that. And she said if I wanted to offer more than what it sells for on eBay, that she would just cancel the eBay sale and give it to me. At $90, there wasn't any great games. There's like 6 games, just kind of the basic stuff. Like the best game I think maybe was Bomberman, which I think, now that I think about it, was Bomberman rare? I don't think so. I don't know what it's going to sell for on eBay, but I probably don't want to offer more. If it had all the boxes, yeah, I would have done everything I could to buy that right there. But it's just weird. It's bizarre that, she's willing to put that on eBay, but not this, and price it so low, especially after seeing that the Nintendo is up to $90. I don't know. It's one of those freak situations where I probably should have never got this. And actually, I gave her $25 for both of these, and she was thrilled. I told her that if the Nintendo falls through on eBay or she doesn't want to ship it or something, reach out to me. Maybe we could make a deal, right? So maybe that will incentivize her to contact me or something. But I should mention the Donkey Kong in this condition complete, at least $100, maybe even upwards. I think I saw some selling for $140. It's going to be really hard to sell these because I collect this stuff. I don't have as much of an attachment to Game Boy. I got one for Christmas, in the 80s, so I do remember that. But if I do decide to sell it, some phenomenal profit. There's a couple decent board game pickups, actually quite a few board game pickups today. Ascension. And I actually have some of these sets. There's quite a few different sets. It's a card deck building game. $6.99 and $4.99 for the smaller expansion. This sells for $50. This sells for $40. I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. Might just go in the board game collection, but there's definitely some profit there. We also got this Judge Yourself, which is some sort of game. I've never seen this in the wild, so I looked it up on Amazon. Looked pretty good. I don't even remember now. Like $30 to $40, $45, something like that, pre-owned, in great condition, only $2.99. So I picked that one up. Guess we'll just go through the rest of the board games here. This is a phenomenal board game. $4.99, again, just amazing condition. This will sell for $50 on eBay. If I can sell this on Amazon, I can probably sell it for $100 pre-owned. There's currently nobody selling it on Amazon. However, it looked like it was restricted. I don't know if it's a brand restriction or I just have to ask Amazon if I can sell it and they'll just like automatically approve me. It's one of those things. It's probably brand restricted if I was to guess. Most high-end board games are. Still though, on eBay, $50, no complaints. Here's a Thomas and Friends Tank Engine Game DVD Bingo seal. And I sold the Mickey Mouse, I think, Bingo, Disney Bingo is what I've sold before on Amazon for about $100. Thomas, you know, I just looked this stuff up. I don't even remember exactly now. I think it was like $60, something like that, new. I can sell this one for, so worth picking up at $6. Of course, well, you know, an Angry Birds knock on wood I'm going to pick up. This one, however, is missing all the cards, but all the other pieces are there, and I have plenty of extra cards. So I am going to be able to complete this, and I think the last couple I sold a couple this past month or so, and I sell them for $70, $75 complete on Amazon. A big difference when you're selling stuff on Amazon than eBay. You get a bit more money for that stuff. I always mention, because sometimes people look up stuff and then they're like, Angry Birds only selling for $30 on eBay. Perhaps, but Amazon's a whole other beast. So that's a pretty good stack of board games there. I'll add it up and put the profit estimates on the screen. Let's go through some shoes real quick. I got some Merrell shoes. I paid $5 for these. They're in great condition. I'll be able to sell them for $20, $25. Decided to try out these shoes. I don't know how they're going to do exactly. These are Irish setter shoes. They're work shoes, women's. They're in great condition. Steel-toed comps. Well, the only pre-owned I saw, I think, was like $25 or something like that. Then a bunch of new for around $60. I'll probably price them like $20, $25. I think they'll definitely sell at some point. Here's another pair of shoes I wanted to try out, Pedialyte. Don't think I've ever heard of this brand, but the reason I looked them up and cared is they're new, and some of these orthopedic shoes, especially with the hook and loop, do well. There's some on eBay new for around $50, $60. I don't know if there's any pre-owned, to be honest. Still, I'm going to sell these as new, probably new with defects, and mention that they've just been out of a box and may have minor scuffing. And probably price them like $30. I mean, I paid $5 for them, so make some money on those. I got a couple of cheap shoes at the thrift store for $1 a piece. These are just Adidas. For $1, I think I can sell those for $20. They're in pretty good condition. Probably wouldn't have paid $5 for them at Goodwill. Then we got these Skechers D-Lights, which I buy from time to time if the style's good, and I think these are pretty good with the flowers on there and the condition, and I should be able to sell those for $20, $25 as well. But the best find as far as shoes go are these Echo shoes, or boots rather. They're in pretty good condition. You can see obviously they got some of the dust and dirt there, which will actually clean up pretty well. I mentioned the Doc Martens balsam I use. It does well. Soles look pretty good. And I looked these up and I was kind of shocked. I thought, oh, they're probably gonna be worth picking up at $5. They weren't marked up. Then I started noticing these Track 25 boots were selling for over $100. So we'll see how well I can get them cleaned up, and I'll probably price them somewhere between $80 and $110, $115, just depending on how good they look when I'm done. So adding up all these shoes, great profits. So back over here, I got this mathematics thingamabob. They're just like building blocks. They're actually new in there. Still got the plastic around them, holding them together. And some of these can be very good money. This one, I couldn't find any comps on. There's some similar ones, a different brand where they're selling for over $100. So I'll probably price these like $75 just to see if they're going to sell. Can always lower the price. I just don't know. Couldn't find any on Terapeak or anything like that. I think they actually go with a book. There are some books in there with the blocks, so I don't know. There's some money there somewhere. A couple other things I got is this shipping scale. I believe this is new in there. $10. I think I can sell this for, it was like $30 or $40. I was thinking about using it, but I have too many small packages where it wouldn't accurately do the ounces. It'd be good for FBA, but I'll probably just sell it. Here's a brand new AT&T phone I'll sell on Amazon. I think I'll make right around, I think it was $15. I paid $8 for it. Since it's sealed, make a little bit of money. I also got these vintage plastic, I don't know, maybe they're blow mold Halloween mummy lights from the thrift store. Paid $2 for them. They're new, made by Fun World. I think I can sell these for $20. Halloween's around the corner, so at $2, worth a shot. Then at Goodwill for $3, I just picked up this book. It looked interesting, so I looked it up on Amazon. I think I can make $15 profit on it, so give that a try. And also at the thrift store, I picked up this ink. Bought this ink blind. I just assumed at 50 cents it'd be worth it. it's barely worth it, honestly. I'll probably lot both of these together and make $10 profit in the end, probably more like $8 profit, honestly. Sometimes this new ink, it can be $40, $50 like this. Other times it's just worthless. It just depends what it goes to. And then finally, this coat is pretty exciting, honestly. This is a vintage spider ski coat, very good condition. At first I thought it was some sort of fishing coat because it has these fish on there, but it looks like those came from a third party and somebody just added those on there. It's hard to get comps for this style because I don't see the exact one. Looking up some similar comps, I see them selling anywhere between 100, 150, all the way up to $350 for this color scheme. Even higher than that if you got like the pants that go with them. And I think I was only charged $4.99 for that. I'll have to look at the receipt, but just a phenomenal find. Gonna make some great money on that coat for sure. But there it is, everybody. That's my haul for today. I really want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button for me. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Till next time.